try to master a new skill. And I am going to say this: you need to stand at the edge of your comfort zone. Yes, that is right. Stand at the edge and get ready to jump. Try something new, try something that you've never ever done before. I think it is so refreshing. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rosalind. In today's video, we are going to talk about self-esteem. Let's get started. So the first tip that I have for you is to basically be nice to yourself. We have good thoughts, we have negative thoughts. We want to try to push all of those negative thoughts aside. We want to say kind and positive things to ourselves and about ourselves. That really helps to build your self-esteem. When you can speak positivity into your life, you can't look for anybody else to do that for you. So it first starts with you looking yourself in the mirror. Every day you should get up and you should say something nice about yourself. Preferably in the morning, it could be in the afternoon or the evening, but usually to get started with your day. What is it that you want to accomplish? What did you accomplish the day before that maybe you can kind of give yourself a hand clap for? Those are things that you want to do to actually be kind to yourself. And with that being said, you also do not want to compare yourself to another person. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are so unique, and you need to rest in that. You have to understand that someone else's success may not necessarily be your success. Their path may not be your path. A lot of times when we're looking at social media and we're looking at, stars on TV, we don't know the beginning stages. We don't know when they were crawling and just learning how to walk, and maybe they got knocked down and this is like the 15th or the 20th time that they've tried something. We just kind of see the glitz and the glam, and we see kind of the rise point or the point where they're shining. So don't compare yourself to anyone else. This is your journey. And when you look at it as such, you can help yourself build the self-esteem to know that you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. Always strive to be the best version of yourself, and realize that it is unrealistic to perceive or think that you're going to be perfect in every single thing that you do. It's also important to accept that perfection is an unrealistic goal. You do the absolute best that you can, and once you do that, you will continue to be on the road to building your self-esteem. You also want to remember that everyone makes mistakes. Again, no one is perfect. You want to make mistakes. Mistakes are going to help you learn and grow, as hard as it may sound and as harsh as it may be. I love making mistakes. Mistakes are things that have helped me during a lot of difficult times. As I've overcome them, I've learned from them. So when I had an opportunity, or when the opportunity presented itself again, I didn't make that same mistake because I learned from the previous mistake. And that is so important in life. It's so important when you're talking about money, when you're talking about friendships, when you're talking about goals and dreams. You do want to learn from your mistakes. The second tip that I have for you is to heal from your past. And this can be very, very difficult for a lot of people. My best advice for healing is to, first of all, acknowledge any type of trauma that you've had. Some people don't even realize things that have gone on in their childhood or while they were growing up, or even in their adulthood, that could be traumatic. So I really do suggest talking to a doctor or professional, and then just kind of sorting through those issues to help you build your self-esteem. The third thing that I think you can do to help you build your self-esteem is to really get clear on your goals and what you want to accomplish in life. So we can't live vicariously through another person. We can't just sit back and just hope things go our way. We have to kind of figure out a plan for our lives, and then we have to work towards those plans. You need to know exactly where you want to go or what you want to do within the next 5 to 10 years. And maybe you don't reach your goal within the 5 years, or maybe you don't reach the goals that you had for yourself within 10 years. But if you have a plan, you have somewhat of a blueprint. So you kind of know where you're going and what you're going to do. And as you reach those milestones, when you do, and some of them you will reach and some of them you may not reach, you're going to celebrate, and that's going to help you build your self-esteem. The fourth thing that you can do to help build your self-esteem is list your accomplishments. So just simply getting a piece of paper, writing down things that you may have thought was difficult, but you accomplished the task. Maybe it was graduating from high school, maybe it was going to college, maybe it was graduating from college, maybe it was trying out for something, maybe it was going in for a job interview, maybe it was asking for a raise. Whatever the accomplishments were, write them down and read over them, and you should feel a sense of pride and confidence about things that you have accomplished that you may not have thought that you would accomplish, especially at whatever age you are. If you were looking to do something by a certain age, or if you were just looking to accomplish something to make yourself feel good, definitely look over that list and it will help you build your self-esteem. The fifth thing that can help you build your self-esteem is to master a new skill set. So a lot of people will say things like, oh, she's a creature of habit, or he's a creature of habit, or he's set in his ways. One thing that you can do that really sparks, I think, a new creative perspective is to do something new, something that you've never done before. I have a friend who always wanted to be a pilot, so she is taking flying lessons now, and she's really enjoying it because it is challenging her to think beyond what she would normally be doing day to day. Maybe you want to go parasailing, or maybe you want to learn how to create abstract artwork. It could be the smallest, simplest little thing, like creating a garden for the first time. I do have a friend who just started a garden as well. So do something fun and creative that can kind of get your creative juices flowing, and it will help you also build your self-esteem. All right, so my next tip may not be very popular, but what I'd like to say is that you should definitely just draw a line in the sand. So on one side of that line, it's going to be the positive people, the people that uplift you, the people that speak life into you. And the other side is going to be the side where people are always kind of doubting you, or they're telling you you can't do it or what have you. You're going to have to kind of leave those people to the wayside. It's not that you forget about them, but you're going to have to focus more on the relationships that are feeding you. And it is just that simple. These people are going to help you build your self-esteem because they're being positive and they're not being negative like the other people. And sometimes that can be challenging because you have your family and your friends and you don't want to let them go, but you have to unfortunately make a decision in life. And again, it's not that you push them to the wayside and you don't ever speak or talk to them again. You just have to set boundaries and kind of limit your time with them if you want to help build your self-esteem. The next thing that you can do is to take care of yourself. And I talk about this all the time on this channel. But you want to make sure that you are really taking care of yourself, making sure that you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you put on something neat and clean, and you are presentable. So, you know, when everything kind of happened in the world every day, since I'm normally home anyway, I would put on sweats and a t-shirt, wasn't really thinking anything of it. And then when we got to the point where we were at home so much, it just became a burden to even think about putting on anything cute because we couldn't really go anywhere. So what I decided to do was 2 times a week, I would get up and get dressed like I was actually going to work. I would put on shoes, put on makeup, the whole 9 yards. And I would sit at my desk and work like I was working a traditional job. And it just felt so good to have, you know, makeup on and just look pretty. And I realized that it kind of was a pick-me-up for me. So it's something that I've adopted since then. And I make sure that a couple of times a week, since most of my work is done at home, that I dress up and I look cute, even when I'm just running to the grocery store, even if I'm just running to get, you know, tea or coffee or whatever it is. I just make sure that I am looking my best, I feel my best, and I'm also projecting, and I'm also a representation of my family when I leave the home. So I want to make sure that I am nice and presentable, and that in turn, especially if I were to get a compliment, it helps to build my self-esteem. So the last and final tip that I have for you is to read something inspirational. I follow a lot of people on my Instagram account, and I love looking through the pictures. I love reading through the captions. I also love reading books. I'm doing a challenge right now. If you're interested in the challenge, you can definitely go to my website. It's a free challenge. You can join it at any time. You can read whatever books you want to read, but just read. I love, again, inspirational books. There are so many different types of inspirational books that you can read, the Bible being one of them, even though there is some stuff in there that is like, whoa, there are some inspirational stories in there that you can read. There are a lot of people in life that have gone through a lot and they share their stories with you as well. I think those are really good because you can see how somebody else overcame something that you may be dealing with or something that you may be going through. Their story may be able to help you get through the process of whatever you're going through. That's it for this video. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.